This is PPD, the Philippine Podcast Directory, the one-stop list of podcasters in the Philippines. The PPD has brought a lot of podcasters and podcast titles together in one place. Our goals include bringing startup podcasts to a wider audience, forming a community of podcasters to raise the standards of Pinoy podcasting, and giving listeners a one-stop hub where they can find titles they might be interested in. The PPD also has its own podcast, The PPD Show, highlighting specific podcasters and podcasts in each episode to give listeners a glimpse of the people behind the mic. The PPD Show is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and wherever you listen to podcasts. The Philippine Podcast Directory can be found on Facebook and Instagram. If you have a podcast and would like to be included in the list, please send us a message and we would love to add you to our list and welcome you to our community.
This episode is sponsored by Podmetrics. Podmetrics is a platform we use to get all of the data we need for our shows. For more details, visit podmetrics.co and use the code TMTGShowPod. And again, that's podmetrics.co and use the code TMTGShowPod. It's Friday. You know what that means. Welcome to your Unfiltered Tagalog Rusty Podcast. This is the MTG Show Podcast. So, first thing foremost, before we start this episode, I wanna greet you guys a Happy New Year. And, of course, Happy 2021. Sana maganda yung taon natin. Ngayon, sana maganda yung pasok ng taon natin for this year. And since maganda, dapat ang pasok ng bagong taon, mas maganda sana na bigyan natin ng konting compromised position na kung saan medyo maglilay low tayo ng konti. Hindi na tayo masyadong mag-adjust muna tayo ulit. Kasi mahirap talaga mag-adjust. Lalo na kung matagal din tayo din nakapaggawa ng episode. So that's almost 4 weeks. 4 weeks ago, nung huli ako nag-release ng episode here in the pod. And since then, nakapaggawa na ako ng mga written reviews for the Facebook group. Visit the Facebook group, facebook.com/The MTG Show Podcast Group for more wrestling discussions and always wrestling reviews. So, again, Happy New Year guys. Sana maganda yung taon nyo ngayon. Sana maganda yung taon natin lahat. And sana may bakuna na tayo for our country. And of course, di naman bibigay ng libre. Okay, alamin naman natin lahat yun. So, first thing, bago tayo magpatuloy. So, may rest in peace, Mr. Brody Lee, aka Luke Harper. Yo, may rest in peace. God loves you. Alam niyo na yun. And, yun. And then, ito yung mga importanteng bagay na hindi ko na nasabi last December. So, Shopee and Lazada links is still available all year long as long as you can shop. So, that's tinyurl.com/ShopeeXTMTGSP or tinyurl.com/ShopeeXTMTGSP. So, tingnan ko na lang mamaya. Di ko natanda yung links ko. Basta, that's the links for sure na kahit di ko na masyadong tanda since tatry ko ulit tignan mamaya. Basta yun. And then, of course, my Mr. Speedy code. If bagong-bago ka sa Mr. Speedy and gusto mong magpa-deliver or mag-deliver for your Mr. Speedy, syempre, hindi naman lahat ng lugar sa Philippines ay available yan. So, that's available on Metro Manila, Cebu, Davao, and some areas. So, that's Mr. Speedy, TMTGSP, for your 50 pesos discount for your first delivery. So, let's start the wrestling discussion for this week's episode since napakatagal na natin din naggagawa ng mga episodes. So, let's start with the Wrestle Kingdom 15. Wrestle Kingdom na kapangyari lang last January 4 and 5. One of the biggest events of that year. Definitely of this year. And, syempre, as usual, late ako manood. Walang TMTV Show podcast review kung late akong manonood. So, let's start the pay-per-view review and recap lang. Hindi na ako masyadong sasalsal ng balita or ng updates about the pay-per-view event. So, first match for the card is the New Japan Rambo. Hindi ko na siya masyado pinanood dahil number one, that's a pre-show match. I don't watch pre-show matches too much. Pero, ang lumabas nga dito is si Chase Owens, si Fale, si Bushi, and yung current KOPW champion na si Toru Yano ay as usual andyan pa din. I don't have any ideas kung bakit andyan pa rin si Yano. Parang ayaw nila talaga alisin since Yano is a equivalent to R-Truth, I guess, na sa mga taga-West na nanonood ng WWE na parang kinukumpara nila lagi si Yano kay R-Truth. Ayan, so nanalo nga silang apat. So that's a 21-man Rumble. And then with the winners, 4 winners, final 4 ay mag-a-advance para sa trophy for the night 2. So, ayan. Una ko palang naisip dito. Akala ko talaga makakapasok dito si Fale. At least one member ng LIJ or Chaos plus Toru Yano and Suzuki. Yun talaga ang una ko iniisip. Pero nagulat ako, wow, na si Owens, si Fale, si Bushi, at saka si Yano yung nakapasok. Yano, expected ko na yun. So, not bad for a opener sa pre-show ng night 1. And then, let's proceed to night 2. Yan yung singles match na magdedetermine kung sino yung magka-challenge sa IWGP Junior Heavyweight title sa night 2 versus sinong kalaban, di ko tanda. Versus Taiji Ishimori, the former champion. So, ang senaryo ko dito, bibigay ko yung thoughts ko about that match. Na I thought in a bit na either of them mananalo sa match and then in the future, siguro, pag medyo maganda na yung lagay sa Japan or sa Tokyo, baka makakakuha rin ng shot yung matatalo sa kanila in the future. Pero for now, parang binigay nila yung kay Hiromu. And then, baka si ELP, si Phantasmo, baka makakuha rin siya ng shot for a future junior heavyweight title shot. Probably sa New Japan Cup. Sa event, alam naman natin, may event din, may mga card din dyan, pay-per-view card din, na baka doon siya makapag-challenge for the title. Since hindi naman pwede sa New Beginning. Parang gano'n ang theory ko. Pero, match-wise, I love the match though. Parang, either way, kahit sino sa kanilang dalawa, pwede manalo dun sa match. So, I love this match though. Parang, what a good start. Sinasabi ko sa inyo, walang hindi magandang match dito. Pero, merong match na medyo natulugan ko talaga. Seryoso, mamaya papaliwanag ko. So, that's mamaya ko na bibigay yung score. So, basta yun. That's the right to face the junior heavyweight champion on night 2. So, next match of the card is GOD, Guerrillas of Destiny versus Dangerous Tekkers for the IWGP Tag Team titles. So, solid din to. Solid din to. Medyo natatawa lang ako sa ilang parts ng match na to. Although na Gorillas gets the win, parang may direction pa naman yung team dito nila. Nila CSJ dito, nila Jordy. CSJ. And then yung kay Taichi nga, what a match on that card. Mas maganda pa to doon sa Rambo. Syempre, alam niyo naman, fuck ya, no? So, wag yung tutulugan tong mga teams na to, seriously. Lalo na yung Bullet Club teams. Lalo na sila, sila tama, puta. Tama pala. So, yun, basta wag yung tutulugan to, mga to. And, yan, mag-proceed na tayo sa next match. So, that's Kenta versus Satoshi Tojima. Tama ba? Ayun, tama. Tama naman ako. So, wait lang. Nagulo na ako. Ayan, so tama. Kenta versus Satoshi Kojima with a IWGP United States title match. Briefcase on the line. So obviously, Jon Moxley still in the US. And then yung mga challengers niya nasa Japan, which is weird. And then nag-promo si Jon Mox before the match na kung sino man yung mananalo sa dalawa kakalabanin na ni Jon Moxley. So probably either way, Kenta pa din yung nanalo sa match. And baka tong match na to baka makuha natin sa strong or baka nga doon talaga sa strong. Feeling ko baka magkaroon na rin ng shows or sa first day na magkakaroon ng strong or new TV show ng New Japan na in-announce din nila na magkakaroon na daw ng TV deals sa US and sa UK. Baka doon nila ipa-depend yung US title. Parang ganun yung scenario na naisip ko for that match. So, next is si Great Okan versus Hiroshi Tanahashi, aka the match na puta na on the card match. Maganda rin tong laban pero parang one-sided yung tingin ko dito. Hindi siya yung sobrang entertaining pero sa tingin ko naging one-sided talaga tong laban. So, yan. Parang naging one-sided lang ang tingin ko. That's a good match, yes, but one-sided match. Parang hindi nila talaga pinapagalaw dito yung kahit sino mang member ng The Empire. Kahit si Ospreay sa susunod na match. So next, proceed natin is Kazuchika Okada versus Will Ospreay. The new Will Ospreay. Shit, what a match. Alam mo, this match is a easy pick for a match of the year match card. Doon pa lang alam mo na agad kung sino yung match of the year. And Kazuchika Okada and Will Ospreay proves it na they deserve to get that match na 5 stars ata kay Dave to. I think that's a 5 stars. And then I think that's deserving naman siguro. Pero maganda yung laban. And ang ayaw ko lang siguro dito is halos lahat ng members ng The Empire ay natalo unless the next night. Parang sa tingin siguro ng iba mga fans is na-bury yung mga taga-Empire. Pero hindi siya na-bury sa akin. Feeling ko they are still building up yung The Empire. Parang binibuild pa talaga nila yung pundasyon ng The Empire. So that's why one of the reasons para sa akin kaya natalo si Ospreay dito sa laban. And i-build pa lang nila si Ospreay definitely. Ito, sinasabi ko na ulit, match of the year, match of the night, definitely mamaya sabihin ko yung scores ko. And then, the main event for the double belts, that's Tetsuya Naito versus Kota Ibushi. Ang prediction ko dito is Naito, obviously. Pero, fuck. Taro na naman ako. And, ito yung masasabi ko sa match. What a match. Putang ina. Sorry. But what a match. Napaka-solid nitong laban na to. Pucha. Parang ina-imagine ko, if you are not a New Japan fan or a Japanese wrestling fan, parang sasabihin mo na agad na wala to. Balian ng leeg lang to. Hindi siya special. Parang wrestling sa AEW pero pinahaba lang and ginanap sa Japan. Parang ganun yung nakikita ko if you're not a New Japan fan. Same doon sa pagtingin ko sa O'Reilly and Finn Balor. If hindi ka marunong mag-appreciate ng mga grappling, hindi mo ma-appreciate yung mga bumps dito ni Ibushi. Lalo na yung leg bumps niya, putang ina. Yung pag-suplex siya palang alam na isang landing mo lang na pagkakamali mo, wala yung leg mo. Pero na-execute na mabuti yon ni Ibushi para sa akin. What a match, but not a super worthy na maging match of the night. So, yeah, that's basically may summary for night 1. Pero masabi ko lang sa night 1 overall, kung hindi naging tapon yung second match kasunod, hindi maganda to kaysa sa day 2 kung tutusin. Hindi dapat tapon yun. Pero wala, naging tapon din eh. So, next naman, proceed na tayo sa day 2. Ulitin ko, review na lang to. Basically, hindi ko nasasalsalin ulit. So, first thing is the Fatal 4-Way match for the KOPW, King of Professional Wrestling 2021 trophy. So, basically, a typical Yano match. Low blow, take a pin. That's it. Come on, next match. Let's proceed. So, that's it. And then, the IWGP Junior Tag Team titles. Okay match. But, sasabihin ko na agad na it's not super good. Hindi siya yung sobrang ganda. Pero sa tingin ko, mas better yon kaysa sa unang match, yung walang kamatayang turnbuckles match. Tang-inang Yano. So, ayun, basically, Desperado and Kanemaru versus 1 and 8. 1 or 8. What I mean? 1 or 8. So, solid naman. Solid yung match. Di na siya masama. Pero, mas masama yung kaninang opener sa day 2, yung KOPW. And then, let's proceed. Let's proceed to the next match for the Never Openweight title. So, that's... Sino ba? Wait lang. Site ng ano ko. So, Shingo Takagi versus Jeff Cobb for the Never Openweight title. So, basically, what a match, man. What a match. Tapos, parang sa tingin ko, ito yung naging match of the night 2 ko. Sa day 2, isa sa mga match of the night. Parang they are continuous doon sa pagbibuild kay Shingo. Kahit wala na yung kahit wala na yung LIJ, parang nafe-feel ko na napakaganda pa din yung build niya for this match. So that's why I love him in that match. And same to Jeff Cobb. Ang ganda ng executions niya dito. And what a match, man. What a match. And then after that break, so that's Evil versus Sanada. Hindi siya yung magandang laban. Pero solid pa din yung naging outcome, syempre, with Sanada getting the win. And then, yung ilang spots na kung saan, napaka-solid. Ang nagpasira lang talaga ng laban na to is basically si Tiktogo. Tiktogo interference as always. Wala mang bago if you are Evil and Tiktogo or Bullet Club in general. Kahit wala na yung So, ganun. Wala pa rin bago. So, let's proceed to the co-main event. So, that's the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship between Hiromu Takahashi and Taiji Ishimori for the Junior Heavyweight title. So, mas maganda ito kaysa doon sa laban nila noong August sa Gingo Stadium. Tama? Gingo Stadium. Nung nanalo nga si Taiji Ishimori noong title. Pero solid pa rin to. Hindi siya yung sobrang solid unlike the first match. Pero solid to. Huwag nyo rin tutulugan. Mas maganda lang tong performance ni Hiromu sa night 1. Pero mas maganda tong match na to kaysa doon sa Jingu match. So next, the main event between Kota Ibushi, the current champion, and Jay White. So, Jay White. So, pag naalala ko talaga si Jay White since nagbibuild tong Wrestle Kingdom, ang una nga talaga iniisip is, bakit andyan siya, man? Ba't andyan si Jay White? To be honest, si Ibushi, medyo may sense na andyan siya kasi he won the G1. Si White, nanalo siya doon sa briefcase. But I don't know why, kung bakit siya nandyan sa match and nag-choke siya. Talo. So, ito yung naging longest match in Tokyo Dome history and also one of the best matches of that night, no doubt. Pero kung pagsusumahin natin, mas maganda yung naging performance ni Ibushi dito sa night 2 kaysa sa night 1. Pero hindi ko pa rin tanggap, siguro, until now, na nanalo si Ibushi kay Naito and na-retain na nun sa night 2. Yun ang medyo hindi ko pa rin matanggap until now. Hindi ako bitter, pero hindi ko pa rin tanggap. Para sa akin lang. Opinion, still opinion daw. Wrap up na natin ng konti itong sa New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 15. So, para sa akin, mas better to kaysa sa 14. Pero, hindi siya yung, meron mga spots talaga na pangit dito sa 14, sa 15, na meron ding maganda sa 14. So, good event, solid, pati yung New Year's Dash. Kaso, di ko na pinanood yung New Year's Dash kasi wala namang ganong special sa New Year's Dash. So, yeah, yun lang. I love this whole event despite the fact na nagkaroon na ng state of emergency sa Japan, sa Tokyo right now due to COVID. And siguro pagka medyo good na sa Tokyo, baka magkaroon na ulit ng mga events dyan. And may event din pala sa sa New Beginning, may 3 silang event ulit. Hindi pa nila na-announce halos lahat ng cards. Abangan na lang natin yung announcements. And, yun. That's my Wrestle Kingdom 15 Night 1 review. So, I'm going to give the scores first para mabilis. So, the Night 1, start with Night 1. So, the Hiromu ALP match is 4-5. The tag titles is 3-5. 3.5 to 5. Takenta versus Tojima is 3-5. Same with the Hiroshi match, Tanahashi. That's 3-5. Then Okada and Ospreay for 5/5. And the main event 4.5 to 5. And then the day 2, KOPW is 2. Dapat nga si Hiro to tutusin. And then the junior tag titles is 3-5. And then never open weight is 5. Evil Sanada and the junior heavyweight is 3-5. And the main event is 5/5. So let's proceed to New Year's blah 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 Kasi napakadami. New Year's Dash, New Year's Evil, New Year's Smash. So, sinabi ko na yung thoughts ko sa New Year's Dash. Hindi ko na pinanood kasi wala siyang ganong special aside doon sa sinabi ni Osprey about the Empire. Aside doon, wala nang ganong special about this whole event, New Year's Dash. Hindi na siya ganong special. Pero ewan ko sa inyo din kung special sa inyo ang New Year's Dash. Parang tradition nyo na rin na manood ng NYD. So, well, good. Good for you guys. Pero sa akin, sinasabi ko, hindi siya ganong special. And, yun. Ayun, Satoshi Kojima yun ha. Kojima, natatypo na ako. So, Satoshi Kojima. Sorry. If may ma-open din New Japan fan sa akin sa corrections. So, yun. Let's proceed with NXT first. So, that's the New Year's Evil. Basically, 1 week lang to. Hindi kagaya sa AEW na may night 2. So, number 1 is what a win for Karrion Kross. Na kung saan, Karrion Kross. Kasi alam ko, nasanay na ako sa Killer Kross sa Impact. So, kay Karrion Kross, nasanay na medyo easy win lang to. Feeling ko dito mag-uumpisa na rin yung pagbi-build up ng Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross for the NXT title sa Valentine's Day takeover. What a good match. Hindi siya yung sobrang big deal for most of the fans. Pero yan. And then, also, naalala ko rin pala, ito na yung last match ni Damian Priest sa NXT. Kasi pupunta na siya ng main roster anytime soon. Di pa natin nako-confirm if Raw or SmackDown or sa The Royal Rumble siya magde-debut. So, next match is for the Cruiserweight Championship. That's, sino nga ba ito? Nakalimutan ko pangalan ng hype pa to. Si Santos Escobar versus Lince Dorado ba? Tama ba ako? I don't know. Hindi ko natanda kasi naglaban doon for the title. Basta si Dorado ata yan. So, yung outcome ko for that scoring, maganda yung laban, but I decided na hindi na siya iskoran kasi medyo nasira yung experience dahil sa sandamakmak na commercial breaks na hindi na natin nakikita yung match. So, that's why hindi ko na nirate. And then, since ito na nga yung first day noong sa Chinese Heroes, kung ano naman pangalan ng team nila, whatever. So, ang ganda ng segment dito ni Xia Li, basically jobbing another NXT talent. And may something dito, may something ako na iniisip doon pa lang sa mga written reviews ko. Doon pa lang may nafe-feel na ako na something na pwedeng mangyari, binibuild nila in the future, probably Io Shirai versus Xia Li for the NXT women's title. And then baka mag-umpisa na rin yung build nila for Raquel Gonzalez pagkatapos itong Xia Li. So, siguro ganun, or reverse. And then next is the last woman standing between Raquel Gonzalez nga and Rhea Ripley. Ito rin yung sinasabi ng fans na one of the last matches ni Rhea Ripley sa NXT kasi pupunta na rin siya ng main roster. And then, ito, thoughts ko lang dito. What a last woman standing match. Kaso, kala ko talaga itong buong takeover na to, buong year's Evil na to is commercial free, pero hindi pala. Kaya medyo nadidismaya ako ng konti na daming commercials during this match. And para sa akin, naruruin yung match viewing nitong kina Raquel and Rhea Ripley. Plus also the end na kung saan ay lumabas nga si Dakota Kai, medyo nakasira rin yun. So, i-rate ko na siya on the spot. That's 3/5. What a good match. What a way to build Raquel Gonzalez more. And para ma-build din si Dakota Kai, I think. And then, yun. And then the main event between Kyle O'Reilly and Finn Balor for the NXT Championship. What a match, damn it. Ito na yung masasabi ko. Mas maganda yung story ngayon for the NXT Championship since they are talking about respect here. And then, pero yung match-wise, mas maganda pa din yung takeover. Nananalo nga ng Match of the Year doon sa kanilang NXT Awards. Yeah, whatever it is. And then, yung 20 minutes na pinanood natin tong match, solid, pulido. Sobrang pulido ng match na yon. Wala akong masabi. And parang may susunod pa dito. That's my theory. May susunod pa dito. So, proceed tayo sa New Year's Smash Night 1. Pero di ko na pinanood lahat. Instead, pinanood ko na lang is yung main event. So, that's Kenny Omega versus Phoenix for the AEW World Championship na dinefend niya nga. So, what a match. Not surprised after all. Nananalo nga si Kenny dito. Hindi na ako na-surpresa doon. And then, ina-expect ko talaga na lalabas na dito sila Rich Swann ng Impact. Kaso, hindi pala. Tsaka yung MG. Pero, hindi pa ngayon. Baka hindi sila mag-invade dito. Kasi, nag-invade dito yung The Good Brothers. And then, syempre si Callis. And then, the end of the match, nag-too sweet yung mga bootleg Bullet Club doon sa ring. Kasama yung Young Bucks. And I don't think na turn na yun ng Young Bucks unless i-build nila yung heel turn ng Young Bucks dito. So, yun. Scoring natin is 4.5 sa New Year's Evil main event and 4 to 5 sa New Year's Smash main event. So, tapos na tayo sa mga matches, sa mga New Year's. So, let's talk about something relevant muna ulit. So, again, Shopee and Lazada links is still available all year long. And then, use my links below, tinyurl.com/ShopeeXTMTGSP, tinyurl.com/LazadaXTMTGSP. Ko-confirm ko na lang ng matino if mali yung nasabi ko dito. Kasi kakalimutan ko na talaga yung codes. Basta yun. And then, Mr. Speedy, TMTGSP. And makakuha ka ng 50 pesos discount for your first Mr. Speedy delivery if ikaw ay first time na mapapabook sa Mr. Speedy. Since Mr. Speedy is available lang pala sa Metro Manila, Cebu, Davao, and nearby areas. So, yun. Yeah. And then, next natin is konting main roster. I'm going to explain my things. Bakit hindi ako nagdi-discuss na sa group natin and sa Discord about Raw and SmackDown cards. And ba't din na rin ako masyado nagdi-discuss about main roster. So, ito. Number 1, bakit hindi na ako ganong nagre-review ng Monday Night Raw? Since December pa lang, all of the episodes of Monday Night or SmackDown either, na medyo maganda rin naman, is parang ang dating sa akin is same old bullshit every week, but the difference is something konti lang naman. Halos wala rin pinagkakaiba sa mga napapanood natin for the past few days. Pero walang special. Yung Legends Night, hindi siya special. Yung Christmas, not bad. After all, di na masama. Pero it's not special to me. Especially yung Legends Night. Gusto kong puntuhin talaga tong Legends Night. Seryoso. So, let's start with the Legends Night muna. So, gusto ko tirahin muna si Goldberg kasi What's the point of Bill Goldberg being in the ring with Drew McIntyre? Speak of Drew McIntyre, magpagaling ka lang dyan. Alam ko, Drew McIntyre is in the facility right now. May COVID siya right now. Nag-stay siya. Quarantine. And then, na-confirm ata na positive. So, balik tayo sa topic. So, Goldberg, kinallenge niya si Drew McIntyre despite the fact na parang wala naman sinabi si McIntyre na ina-insulto yung Legends. Kung insultuhan, ang usapan dito, dapat ang hinamon ni Gagong Goldberg is si Randy Orton. Since Randy Orton insulted a lot of legends during the Legends Night. Pero ang hinamon niya is yung WWE Champion na hindi naman gumagalaw sa kanya. Which is a bullshit story logic na alam natin na putang ina. Basta nakakainis yung booking nila dito kay Goldberg. Parang ginagawa talaga nilang Superman si Gago dito sa lately bookings sila about that piece of garbage. Ano ba special kay Goldberg? Ha? Di ko magets yung point. What's right with Goldberg booking him in a 2 matches every year? I don't know. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung ba special sa kanya aside from being a undefeated and then former world champion, universal champion. The rest, what's the big deal about Goldberg right now? Ha? Ano yung big deal, man? I don't know what's big deal on Goldberg. Kaya binabalik nila every time and then parang sinasabak nila ulit si Billy Goldberg. And hindi ko makuha yung point. What's big deal on him? Kaya ba't siya binubook, man? I don't know. Hindi natin alam. Kasi si Vince ay bumabalik pa rin sa pagiging nostalgia rather than build new stars in his own fucking company. Which is stupid. Speaking of nostalgia, let's talk about Legends Night again. Yung mga cameo ng ibang Legends, 5-minute cameos. Medyo hindi siya nakatulong for the ratings. Ratings, yes, nakatulong ng konti. Pero sa popularity-wise, para sa akin, ito yung pinakamasagawa na Raw episode so far this year. Obviously naman, bababa yung Legends Night na yan as one of the worst Raw episode ever, I guess. And then, baka nga, sooner than later, nawalan talaga tayo ng interest sa WWE for real. For sure. And then, babalik tayo sa yung TLC, binalikan ko yung TLC. Bakit? Parang, ang dating kasi sa akin, it's too desperate. Kaya they get more and 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 more legends during the Legends Night. And more 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 in the Rumble match, which is stupid. And hindi naman siya relevant doon sa mga bookings nila, whatever it is. Pero, I don't know what's the point of giving us lots of legends na magkukumpit lang just for the nostalgia. But we don't need them, right? We don't need them. Definitely. Hindi natin sila kailangan. Kahit ugod-ugod na yan, pinapalaban pa din ni McMahon. Kasi nostalgia. That's it. End of discussion. Let's move on to SmackDown. Kasi SmackDown has a very interesting story. Pero, di ko pa rin matanggap bakit si Adam Pearce. Why Adam Pearce? Why, man? So, ito, pag-uusapan natin ng konti yung kay Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce is the current number 1 contender for the WWE Universal Heavyweight title against the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns for the Royal Rumble. So, first thing, nauna ko naisip, why Adam Pearce, man? Why? Bakit si Pearce? So, I know Shinsuke siguro magkakaroon niya ng push in the future. Pero, bakit? Ano yung point ni Adam Pearce dito? Why He isn't competing for the first time in 6 years, if I'm not mistaken. Bakit? Ano yung punto dito? Why he needs to compete against Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble? Siguro, dahil ba sa authority? Kaya nagko-compete siya dan? What's the point, man? I don't get it. I know Adam Pearce is a former NWA heavyweight champion. Oo, alam namin lahat yan. Hindi lang isa yan, kundi multiple time. But Adam Pearce is clearly, wala siya sa prime. And parang ang dating sa akin is Adam Pearce is just competing there as a jerk or as a joke na di na gano'n nagko-compete as a full-time wrestler, or unless he said so na he's going to compete in a full basis. Pero I don't think magko-compete siya ng full basis, and I don't think na magko-compete din siya doon sa mismong match. So, i-end natin ang discussion. So, Adam Pearce, oh yes, I respect his accomplishments for the past few years as a NWA heavyweight champion, but it doesn't mean na he deserves to compete in this match na si Roman Reigns din ang may gusto. Parang gusto din ni Roman na mag-compete si Pearce. Parang ganun. But in the end of the day, we might to get another Shinsuke versus Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble, or another Roman versus Kevin Owens, or Roman versus Daniel Bryan. Either 3 matches, either doon sa 3 sa WrestleMania. Kasi feeling ko naman lahat sila may direction. Pero ang sure ko dito, Adam Pearce, magko-compete siya. Pero hindi siya yung kagaya ng dati na parang maskulado na wrestler. No, it's not that thing. Hindi na siya yun. Yun ang theory ko. I don't know, that's my theory. Pero I guess ganun nga ang mangyayari kay Adam Pearce. So, ano pa? Let's talk about a little bit of Lacey Evans, since medyo sumisingaw siya lately sa isip ko about the heel turn nga ni Ric Flair kay Lacey. Parang iba yung nagiging feeling ko dito sa consequence to. Parang feeling ko na baka maglilid tong story kay Lacey na she will become a Raw Women's Champion or the Women's Tag Team Champion, since andon si Charlotte and then si Asuka ay kapartner ni Charlotte. So that's why Lacey will get a title shot, I guess, and then she will beat them and Peyton. But ang gusto ko kasi mangyari is Lacey getting the Raw Women's title with Ric Flair on her side, and magandang interesting storyline yon, promise. Pag ginawa nila yon and ibinok nila na maganda, promise, maganda yung story dyan. Panigurado na ako dyan. That's a guarantee. Yon. So, I'm done with that. So, let's talk about NXT UK a little bit, since di na ako nakapanood masyado. So, this week's NXT yung sa live ata. Di ata live yon. So, Walter will defend the NXT UK Championship against Aki, the current Heritage Cup champion. Pero ang theory ko dyan, Walter retains. And then, baka i-defend din ni Akid yung Heritage Cup after that. Or baka manalo si Akid. Imagine nyo manalo si Akid kay Walter. Kahit malabo. Kahit alam ko malabo, pero let's try na alam natin mananalo si Akid dyan. He earned that win definitely. And pag nanalo siya ng NXT UK title, definitely he is one of the deserving guys in the roster. Pero hindi pa siya kilala. That's the problem in the bookings right now. Kaya parang di nila binobook na manalo yung mga hindi popular. And then also, bonus na natin. So, Kaylee Ray, meron na ulit siyang bago number 1 contender. That's Jeannie. Obvious naman, since December pa. Since Jeannie defeated Piper Niven for the number 1 contendership for the women's title. dahil kay Joseph Connors. Siguro parang on-screen pair na ulit sila since in a while. Medyo na-iintriga ako bakit si Ginny or sino yung magtuturn sa kanilang dalawa. Medyo na-iintriga ako kung sino yung magiging face dito kina Kaylee Ray and kay Ginny. Pero si Kaylee Ray, feeling ko siya nagtuturn ngayon kasi puro siya banggit na I am the UK champion, I am the UK champion. Parang ganun kasi pag pace. So, that's why feeling ko si Kaylee Ray ang magtuturn dito as a fan favorite. Kahit ang awkward siguro sa American fans, sa mga UK fans siguro hindi siya awkward, pero sa American fans siguro parang awkward pag si Kaylee Ray yung nag-turn dito as a fan favorite. So, yeah, yun lang ang ating WWE Talks. So, basically, we're going to talk about my predictions for Hard to Kill, since Hard to Kill is coming next Sunday. So, bibigyan ko siya ng review for next week. Siguro, hindi ko na siya isasama sa episode next week. Siguro, bibigyan ko na lang ng pahapyaw. Pero hindi na siya sobrang review na kagaya ng mga usual na review natin. So, let's start with the main event, shall we? That's Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers versus Rich Swann and the Motor City Machine Guns in a 6-man tag team match. It's an obvious side of things na mananalo talaga dito yung sila Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers. Pero I think hindi mapipin si Rich Swann. Yun ang parang feeling ko. Parang ang feeling ko baka mapin dito isa sa mga sa mga machine guns. And para hindi maburi or hindi mawala sa eksena si Rich Swann dito. Kaya feeling ko ang mananalo dito ay sila Kenny Omega. And then next, yung sa women's tag team titles. So knockouts tag team titles. So that's Haybook and Nevaeh versus Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz for the vacant knockouts tag team titles. So basically, ito yung finals ng tournament. So feeling ko, Kiera and Steelz will get the win since that's a first time na magka-crown sila ng champions. And Hogan and Steelz, sila yung parang favorite dito. And parang sila yung mananalo dito definitely for the match. My opinion na naman. Pero masaya ako if ever sino man manalo sa dalawa. Pero that's the life. That's life na manalo parehas. Pero Hogan and Steelz. Next is a triple threat match between Manik aka TJP versus Chris Bay versus Rohit Raju in a 3-way for the knockouts X Division title. I think Manik will retain or Chris Bay will win the title without pinning Manik. Pero si Raju ay definitely di siya mananalo dito. So yan, next. So that's Deonna Purrazzo versus Taya Valkyrie for the Knockouts Championship. In my opinion, ito yung isa sa mga magiging match of the night. Huwag sana tayo biguin ito. Magaling si Deonna, magaling din si Taya. Huwag nang tutulugan tong match ito. If you're going to watch this Hard to Kill event, ito yung definitely one of the matches na huwag yung tutulugan. My prediction, obviously, Deonna Purrazzo. And, yun lang. Props pa rin kay Taya, of course. And then, next is a 6-man tag match, old school. Rules between Eric Young, Deaner, former Cody Deaner, and Joe Doring versus Cousin Jake, Rhino, and Tommy Dreamer. In a old school rules nga. I think yung mga heels na mananalo dito since binibuild nila yung mga heels dito, sila Deaner, sila Eric Young, si Doring. Feeling ko sila mananalo dito sa match. But yun, parang pinuput over na lang nila Tommy Dreamer etong mga to. So that's why yun ang isa sa mga dahilan. And then next naman natin is si Eddie Edwards versus Sami Callihan in a barbed wire massacre. Awan ko anong paanong sequence ito. Baka barbed wire match lang to. Basically, a barbed wire match. Parang ganon. Parang ganon yung scenario. So, I think Edwards will get the win as a revenge dahil nga sa nangyari sa asawa niya at sa kanya noong January 5 episode ng Impact. And I think Eddie Edwards will beat the living hell up Sami Callihan for good. And if Sami ang mananalo dito, feeling ko siya ay isa sa mga pwede maging number 1 contender for the world title aside from Moose. In my opinion, si Moose obviously is one of the definitely my picks for the number 1 contendership for the Impact World title. And medyo obvious naman na si Moose yung makakatalo kay Rich Swann for the title. So basically, last match of that announced card as of the recording is the Karate Man versus Ethan Page. Feeling ko same person lang to, pero two different characters. Pero feeling ko dito matutuloy dahil baka di pa rin magkasundo yung The North dito sa storyline nito. And I think ito na rin yung last match di Ethan Page sa Impact Wrestling. So that's why nag-exist tong match na to. So not surprised na nag-exist pala tong match na to. So I think hindi siya mangyayari. So yeah, basically that's it for the Hard to Kill predictions. So meron pa tayong sasabihin pa na mga konting thoughts pa about what's happening in wrestling right now. So, let's start with wait lang, iniisip ko pa. Iniisip ko yung teka, yung Goldberg pa din, ayoko na isipin si Goldberg, pasensya, ayoko na isipin. Sino yung early predictions ko right now in the Royal Rumble? Kasi nagtanong ako sa top questions, di na ako masyadong magbabasa ng answers nyo. Pero sa top questions ko, for the segment, gusto ko sagutin yung tanong ko kung sino yung prediction nyo, kung sino yung best Royal Rumble nyo for this year. So, maraming sumagot kasi na 2004, maraming sumagot ng 2019, 2020, and then the rest, random years na lang. So, I'm going to answer my best Royal Rumble. So, my best Royal Rumble is obviously tatlo. That's 2005, since medyo controversy. Masaya ako sa naging outcome ng 2005 Rumble. And then, yung 2010, medyo ang ganda din ng 2010 dahil nanalo nga si Edge. And then yung medyo shocking na nangyari doon sa match-up. And then lastly, one of my favorite Rumbles pa din is 2018. Yung nanalo si Nakamura. One of my favorite Rumbles yon. Honorable mentions ko, isasama ko dito yung Royal Rumble in 2020 since solid yung booking nila dito kay Brock Lesnar for that briefcase, yung sa WWE title match niya sa Royal Rumble, and then nag-lead niya ito sa Drew McIntyre versus Brock at WrestleMania 36 Night 2. And then solid yung match na yun. And then sa women, tatlo din. Ito muna. Pag-usapan natin kung sino yung gusto ko manalo sa Rumble. So, tatlong pangalan lang iniisip ko sa Rumble. That's number 1, Shinsuke. Number 2, Daniel Bryan. And number 3, Big E. Big E since medyo wala na siya sa excellent to win the Rumble. So, I think Shinsuke or Bryan will win the Rumble from SmackDown. If Tagaro naman, feeling ko AJ Styles will win the Rumble. If nakasali na siya dyan. And then, women naman, obvious, medyo sa akin, naisip ko. Rhea Ripley. Yun pa lang naisip ko to win the Rumble. And parang yun pa lang ang papasok sa isip ko about Rhea Ripley sa being in the Women's Royal Rumble match. And siya yung mananalo. Or, what if Sonya Deville will win the Rumble? What if Sonya Deville will win the Rumble? Parang feeling ko, yung mga build nila kay Sonya dito, feeling ko doon mag-lead yon na she will compete in the Rumble, she will win the Rumble, and then she will face the champion of her choice at WrestleMania, which is makes sense naman, konti. Pero masusurpresa ako if mauna pa siya mag-champion kaysa kay Mandy. Oh, sad. Pero that's the sad reality. Na baka nga ang manalo dito si Sonya or si Rhea Ripley. Medyo obvious. And then, yun na lang. Basically, that's it for today's episode. If gusto natin ng merch, kung gusto niyo ng merch, I'm going to post the design on the Facebook page or IG page natin at the MTG Show Pod. Kung ano yung parang iniisip ko na design since December pa na shirt design natin na isa-send out natin sa PPD shop. And yun. Basically, that's it for this week's episode of the MTG Show Podcast. So, again, follow the podcast on all of the platforms, all of the podiums that I am using right now. So, that's facebook.com/The MTG Show Podcast, Twitter and Instagram, The MTG Show Pod, patreon.com/The MTG Show Pod, and then, facebook.com/groups/The MTG Show Podcast. Discord chat natin is still there, andyan pa din. And then, listen to the podcast every Thursday, siguro, or Friday, depende pa sa mga movements natin dito sa podcast. Thursday or Friday, wala nang time, baka di ako makapag-predict ng oras. So, yun. And then, every second and fourth week of the month, doon tayo maglalabas ng bagong attention to detail. Baka 4th week of January na ako maglabas ng attention to detail. And we're going to tackle something interesting soon pag medyo okay na. And then, listen to the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Anchor, and other platforms, and use the MTG Show Podcast app on the Google Play Store. Download nyo na yung app. Huwag kayo mahiya. Inantay ko pa yung updates until now. Hindi ko pa alam kung ano naging updates doon sa app. And then, yan lang. My personal accounts, facebook.com/AGPPinera. And then, Twitter, IG, AGPinera. Syempre, as usual. Hindi naman active yun, but still, nandyan pa din. Follow nyo na lang. Thank you. So, basically, magra-wrap up na tayo. So, thank you for listening for this episode. Again, this is a Philippine Podcast Directory production. And thank you. And see you on the next episode. Stay safe, stay wrestle. And again, this is the Unfiltered Tagalog Wrestling Podcast. This is the MTG Show Podcast. See you on the next episode.